if you wanted to state that in the future there'll never be a better crypto than Bitcoin, the first one, then I think that's a very brave claim.
This is why Bitcoin maximalists exist. They say all of that stuff is garbage. If you look at who is buying Bitcoin, the brightest people are saying buy Bitcoin, and they buy Bitcoin and nothing else. Some entity is taking advantage of coordinated FUD, and I think there is coordination to suppress the price.
Bitcoin value will surge to $1 million per coin due to the collapse of fiat currencies and the increasing adoption of Bitcoin by countries, corporations, and financial institutions. That's the latest update from Samson Mo. Mo argues that Bitcoin is undervalued even at $100,000, and that the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs has shifted the market perception, making Bitcoin the preferred asset amidst global uncertainty. With Bitcoin being finite and increasingly seen as a safe haven, the author believes there is no upper limit to its price, urging continuous investment whenever possible. Unlike gold, Bitcoin cannot be replenished, making it a unique store of value. Make sure to watch the rest of this video. Samson Mo and Clem Chambers dive into Bitcoin's potential trajectory for 2025. Also, if you enjoy listening to crypto-related content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel by following the link in my bio. And get access to my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox. Each newsletter contains market intelligence, on-chain data and latest updates from experts in the crypto space. All of this is available completely free of charge. Signing up only takes a moment and you can always change your mind later on. Now back over to Samson Mo.
If you look at the failure of fiat currencies, they don't gradually fail. They fail spectacularly. And this is the premise behind the 1 million Bitcoin call. That is not going to be a gradual, slow increase to $1 million a coin, but rather a very short and violent upheaval that sends us there in a matter of months, weeks to months. And if you look at the hyper-Bitcoinization landscape, what you do see is more and more countries coming out and mining Bitcoin. So if this is not an indication that hyper-Bitcoinization is coming, I'm not really sure what is. Yeah, so I would say Bitcoin is undervalued even at 100,000. My thinking is we should have probably been at 200 by now. But given all of the current macroeconomic conditions, the failure of fiat currencies around the world, the need for central banks to intervene constantly, and just the general perception of Bitcoin changing after the ETFs launched, I believe that changed the entire game. I really don't think there is anywhere else to go but to Bitcoin, and this trend will simply continue as conditions and more uncertainty arises in the world. So you might think, okay, Bitcoin is a tech stock. It's trading well. I'm going to exit out of this position and go into something else. But, you know, there is really nothing else to go into. Like, what do you want to hold? Real estate? Gold? Fiat money? I don't know. I don't think any of those things are worth holding. If the trend is that corporations like MicroStrategy are rapidly stacking Bitcoin, nation states are rapidly accumulating Bitcoin, nation states are making Bitcoin legal tender, adding it to treasuries, you know, these things are a sea change. And I believe it signifies that Bitcoin is on the way to become the reserve asset of the financial system. So my view is there is no top, and the best thing you can do is buy at any given time that you have the opportunity and the capital to buy. Well, gold can always be produced. When there is more demand for gold, miners go and get more gold. And, you know, in recent years, we found an asteroid that would add a couple $1 trillion to the economy based on current gold prices. And new deposits of gold are being found all the time. So it's not like gold is equivalent to Bitcoin in any way. Bitcoin is absolutely finite. There are 21 million coins. This is the first finite asset that we've ever encountered. And to look at it as if it's a tech stock is a mistake, because this is like, Clem is representative of a lot of people and maybe a lot of Wall Street thinkers, but they don't fully understand that there is simply a point at which there is no more Bitcoin available. And yes, there can be paper Bitcoin in derivatives or just naked selling, like in the FTX case where they sold Bitcoin they didn't have. But all of these things come to roost. And again, nobody really figures out what a scarce asset like Bitcoin will do when the shit hits the fan, because it's never happened before. Every other asset, there's always been more supply when more supply is needed. And people are treating Bitcoin like these things we've had in the past, but it is a different beast altogether. So I think that there's another point which I want to touch on, which is the cycles. So if you flip a coin 3 times and you get heads 3 times in a row, or let's say you flip a coin 4 times and you get a pattern, right? You get, heads, tails, and then you flip it again a few times and you get heads, tails, and you do it again and you get the same pattern. Is that going to keep happening forever? I don't think so. Each flip is independent of another flip. So there is no guarantee that there are cycles. And I think it's a mistake to assume that I'm going to trade this forever and there are always going to be these cycles. Because what Bitcoin is doing is replacing the financial system. It's not an asset that's trading within the boundaries of the financial system. It is going to be the financial system. And the way I like to look at it is the German mark collapse. It's not that, it went through a cycle of boom and bust and then, it slowly faded out. It just went poof and it's no longer used ever again. And this is what's going to happen to fiat currencies. They'll all be replaced by Bitcoin as money.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for news and expert predictions direct to your inbox.